Starting off, here's our scavenger hunt. We'll look at the title of the book and take a look at the table of contents. Also, remember when you're doing your homework to always check both sides. We got a double-sided sheet, so make sure you're doing both the front and back. Alright, looking at the cover of our book, we've got Biology, Principles, and Explorations, and we have a tiger on the front. And also by looking at the table of contents, you'll see we have 9 units with a total of 44 chapters. Make sure you go all the way to the end of the textbook and making sure that the table of contents is complete. That's the last chapter, and we have a total of 9 units. Ecosystems are going to be found in chapter 17, and if you look closely, page 358. You can find key terms at the end of the chapter, biological species and convergent evolution, or in the chapter you can find biological species and convergent evolution in the actual section. Next up is question number 5 on page 363. If you look at the figure, you'll see that it went from stones to adders to spruces. So over time, the landscape and the ecosystem changed. What you want to look for in the figures is a summary, a big idea of what's going on. On the cover page for chapter 28, you'll see a jellyfish. A jellyfish is classified as an animal because it follows the characteristics of living things. Recall the Life Lab. Sponges are also considered animals. They are invertebrates, meaning they lack a backbone. At the end of each chapter, you'll find study zones, which include key terms, a summary of what you read. If you turn the pages, you'll also see practice questions that are multiple choice, things that summarize and apply, as well as things that you could go on and think about in your career, life skills, or even forming models and things where you could do for a portfolio. The end of a chapter is a perfect resource to help you study and improve your lab skills. Turn to the back of your book. The red sections often help you skills such as reading and studying, making concept maps, learning prefixes, as well as lab skills such as using computers and CD-ROMs. If you continue on past the red zone, you'll find the purple tabs, the purple or blue tabs. These are your glossary. They'll give you definitions for key vocabulary words that you might need to know. For example, cell is the smallest unit that can perform all the life's processes. It also gives you a page number that you can go to get reference for additional context. The green section is lastly the index. Anything that you may not know, such as a vocabulary word or a key term, would also be found in the index. This would give you more detail than the glossary could provide on its own. They are listed in alphabetical order by subtopic. The first place to start would be bold pages, followed by the other pages that could give you additional information. For example, if you wanted to look up what evolution was, you would go to E for evolution, and you could find a whole variety of what different subtopics within evolution. This could help you find exactly what you wanted to know. For example, evolution of wings would be on page 327, but whales would be on 284. The last few questions, 10, 11, and 12, are specific opinions. What do you think would be the most boring and difficult? Hopefully you won't have a hard time reading this book, but if you will, please give a specific reason so I can help you and figure out what the best way is to help you to make the book accessible and usable for you. So for research practice, can you think of ways that text and the internet are different? So if you look at your textbook's a lot different because it's solid form, it's something that's been confirmed. Internet's a lot different because it's instant. If you were to look up terms on Yahoo, Bing, and Google, you'd find different hits, you'd find possibly different searches. For number 3, you should be allowed to use Wikipedia. However, you should not use Wikipedia as your cited source. You should use Wikipedia as a starting point, or just to get the general idea. If we slide over here to citations, you'll see that the important part of your citation is the author, the site title, the web address, and the copyright date. The found on page is referring not to the time or search engine that you use, but the actual date. So thank you for taking the time to go through the scavenger hunt and make sure you know how to use your textbook. Remember, there's lots of resources outside of your textbook, such as the internet and actually going outside. Science is more than just a book, and it's more than just a classroom. Get out there and do some science. Have a great day, take care, and I'll see you soon.